What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Celluloid Psychosis. I am your host, TJ Bowser, and joining me, as always, is my right-hand man, the very British, the most handsome, Paul Ashford.
Good evening. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm excited to
Mhm.
talk about this weird fucking movie you made me watch.
yeah, definitely. This is a weird one for sure.
Yes, but
Very,
first,
very interested.
how was your week?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. Watched myself a few movies. Watched Almost Famous last night with the girlfriend.
Ooh.
First time watch for her. She absolutely loved it. We also did a bit of Woody Allen. We watched Wonder Wheel on
Mm.
Amazon from quite a few years ago now, that one, but very interesting. It's good. A lot of fun. She's got a bit of a summer vibe on at the moment, even though the weather's not that summery at the moment in the UK. Um, I've also picked up a few movies. I've got the finally picked up RoboCop in 4K, the Arrow release. Obviously, the limited well beyond sold out, so I've gone for the standard 4K. Just because I want to see that bad boy in 4K. It's such an amazing movie, and obviously I've been watching RoboDoc, so I really need to see the film in the best way possible. And the girlfriend's only seen it in the cinema when we saw it in 35mm. And I also picked up the Hellraiser tetralogy. Is it tetralogy? All four
Yeah.
movies in 4K. Again, during my purge last year when I had to sell a load of stuff, I sold my Arrow box set, but that was just the standard Blu-rays of 1, 2, 3. So it's nice to get them in 4K and to get part 4 in there as well. So yeah, it's been a movie watching week. Pretty good. How about yourself?
Man, I've been watching a lot of movies as well. I actually watched the RoboCop remake
Oh.
yesterday. Yeah, and that was no, 2 days ago. That was
Mm-hmm.
very fun. It's not a great movie, but it's cool to see some of the nods to the original, especially
Mm-hmm.
the I wouldn't buy that for $1. That
Yeah.
was is good shit. Uh but I got some movies in from Umbrella. I got
Oh.
well, is it no Imprint? Sorry, I got Skeleton Key, and then
Uh-huh.
I also got The Guyver, and I watched that.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
new Unearthed
Mm-hmm.
Films release, and it's fantastic. Looks great, so fucking wonderful. If you don't have
Mm-hmm.
that, go buy it right now because it's fucking badass. And the movie's so cheesy, I love it. Anyway, let's talk about this week's film. And this week's film is Good Boy from 2022, also known as Me, You, and Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by Viljar Bowie, written by Viljar Bowie, starring Gard Locke, Christian, Katrine Lovis Opstad Friedrichsen as Sigrid, Nikolai Lead as Frank, Mali Nijestad as Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my best and butchered them all.
Yeah.
Paul, read
I
that
think that was
plot,
good.
pal.
I think that was good. So the plot, wow. So Sigrid thinks she's met the perfect match with the charming and handsome Christian, but there is one catch. He lives with a man who acts like his pet dog. Trying to be open-minded, Sigrid continues the relationship, but begins to notice an insidious undertone to Christian. Maybe puppy play isn't as innocent as it seems.
Dun, dun, dun! Yes, that is a weird plot, and that is a weird fucking movie.
Very
Damn.
weird. Crazy.
How'd you find it?
I really enjoyed it. Um, I'd never heard of this film, and it was my turn to pick a movie, and we had just watched. I watched the TV. I saw the TV Glow,
Mhm.
and that completely weirded me out. Lots of different thoughts on that, and I was like, I wonder if I could find another weird movie that neither of us have seen. So I was just scrolling YouTube movie sites and seen a few movies, and this one just popped up, and the trailer was just brilliant. It's just like real short trailer, and it's just like what on earth,
Yeah.
basically about a girl going on a date with a guy, and he's got a pet dog, but the pet dog is essentially a furry, someone dressed up as a dog, and I was like, this looks really weird.
Mhm.
It's slated as a horror film as well, but the trailer really didn't give much away. And also, I sent you the trailer, and you're like, "Yep, let's watch it." Um, I would say it's kind of very different to what the trailer portrays.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, purely trailer alone, um, yeah, it's different. It's very different. Um, Do you want me to talk about the movie itself? Or
Uh,
what did you think of the trailer?
we're gonna have to talk about spoilers as we talk about this
Mhm,
movie because it's kind of hard to not mention some of the absurd things in it and
mhm,
the ending. So maybe we'll try to withstand like put some of that ending off till the end of the show so we don't ruin things at the beginning.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But let's just keep the general. Let's talk about everything but that last scene, okay? For a little.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, the trailer very good. It doesn't fall victim to like most modern trailers where it tells you everything. This literally just gives you the tip and not the
Mhm,
whole fucking thing, which I enjoy here. It's pretty
yeah.
fucking great. Uh yeah, this movie caught me off guard. It
Mhm.
is wild. It is disturbing as all fuck, Paul. Thank you for that. Uh I've never seen anything like this. Definitely has American Psycho vibes. It
Mhm,
is some pretty gnarly shit. I mean, there viewer discretion advised for everyone involved.
mhm,
It is some fucked up stuff. Visually, this movie looks great. It
mhm.
has like almost like the close-ups of them cooking and stuff are really well done,
Yeah.
and the shots flow really well and they're lit really well, and everything's just it's a really well made film, and the
Mhm.
cinematographer knew what he was doing. But holy fuck does it bleak. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Mhm, mhm.
And I believe that like the color palette suggests that as well. I feel like
Definitely, yeah.
it just has that nails that look. It's good shit.
Yeah.
And the location. Ah, fuck. That barn.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I forgot the food actually. You mentioned how when they're cooking, that was right at the very start of the movie, he's like cooking a steak, and it did look really good. And he seemed to cook it to perfection. And yeah, it's just
Control freak.
I completely forgot. Yeah, yeah. As we find out.
Fucking A.
But yeah, I mean the trailer kind of makes you think, okay, this guy's got someone is lives with someone who pretends to be a dog.
Mhm.
There's going to be some dark undertone to this person dressed as a dog, and that's kind of how I went into the movie thinking: is it some sort of psycho dressed as a dog? Is it some sort of furry fetish? Is it like maybe a sexual
This is
thing?
definitely like a twist on 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, I've never seen that movie, but obviously I know
Mhm.
about it. I've seen trailers and I've seen the memes and people talk about it. Yeah, I got that impression. But yeah, the one that came out to me is real, like you mentioned, American Psycho.
Mhm.
I mean, the guy's called Christian for a start,
Yeah.
so obviously it can be named the Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But yeah, even his hair was the same. But it's very controlling, perfect looks. Um, yeah, it was just it's a wild movie, but I really went into it thinking there's gonna be some really bad thing about this person dressed as a dog. If it is a person, it could have
Mhm.
been a creature under there because you don't, how would you can't tell from the trailer. Um, but yeah, it's wild. It's really crazy. And the funny thing is, I put this on with my girlfriend. Didn't tell her what the film was. Didn't show her the trailer. Didn't even tell her what it was called because she was looking on her phone. So I just played it. I was like, right, we're watching this now, and she was intrigued straight away because it's Norwegian, it's
Mhm.
foreign, it's European, it's subtitles obviously, and it's very very well acted.
Mhm.
It's not like it's a B movie, low budget. It's this is a proper
Oh
film.
yeah, Sigrid's
Yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff.
And I kind of thought she kind of you start off the movie and she's almost the bad person. I thought at the start.
Mhm.
She's a bit doesn't respond much because obviously he's on Tinder or a related app to Tinder, and she's not that interested. The messages between them are very one worded. But when they do meet up for the date, he's like in a suit. He takes her to this really nice
Mhm.
restaurant. They got this perfect view over a lake. He's got like a really nice suit on, and she rocks up in like a gym outfit, almost like tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie. And I don't know. I just felt if that was me on a first date and I was dressed in a suit and then my date turned out like that, I'd be like, huh. And you could tell he was kind of annoyed. And then she gets her phone out. Almost the very first thing she does is get her phone out and start texting before
Mhm.
they even share some awkward words. So I just thought straight away it kind of almost played her out to be the bad person in the. I guess you're trying to get on the director was trying to get us on the side of Christian to say, hey, he's a nice guy, um, but not giving anything away that that might change as the movie progresses.
Sigurd's very believable, and
Oh yeah.
we're gonna give this movie a lot of praise, but at the same time, there is some very glaring fucking plot holes in this fucking movie,
Yeah.
and a lot of unexplained shit. Where the
Hmm.
last movie, kind of the non-linear structure and the flashback stuff, kind of lends to that thing. Where
Yeah.
this is kind of it, kind of just gives you this character with no explanation,
Yeah.
gives you scenes with no has time elapsed?
Yep. Yeah.
What it's very weird.
Hmm.
It's linear. It's 100% linear.
Yeah.
It's just, and anyone who thinks otherwise, like they think like the ending is actually a flashback to Christian's past, you're a fucking idiot. Because I'm sure you've seen the Reddit posts about
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
movie, and everyone's,
Hmm.
oh, it's the ending's actually a flashback because he walks out of the screen, and it's like, no.
Yeah. There's a lot that's open to interpretation.
Yes. Yes. And
Um.
the biggest plot hole that I have a problem with is that
Mhm.
she is a student and she has that friend. And whenever she stops showing up for classes
Yeah.
and everything, and her friend, her phone all of a sudden isn't traceable, like people are gonna go look for her and be
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? So
Yeah. How
I
can
don't
that
care
end?
if he's rich.
Yeah. But you can say the same about Frank the dog. Surely he's
But we
obviously
don't
been
know
there.
that situation. That could have been a homeless guy for all that we fucking know.
Yeah, true. I guess so. I guess so. Yeah. Again, it's open to interpretation, isn't it? Totally
It
open
could have
to
been his fucking
interpretation.
brother.
Hmm. And obviously, she acts like most girls would do on a first date if you go
Uh-huh.
on a date. I mean,
Oh,
if you and
especially
you,
modern dates. Yes,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. And then you go back to her house, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a dog," and he doesn't say anything about the dog until the dog appears, and it's obviously very clearly someone dressed as a dog, and her shock.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
laugh when Frank pulled up the mask?
What?
Fucking get out, he's a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I
It was
fucking
very
giggled a little
unexpected.
bit.
It was very unexpected because obviously up until that point, the whole thing was you thought the dog was the super
Homeboy's
creepy.
acting like a fucking dog.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, full on. Um, yeah, no, it was. I forgot what I was going to say now. You just pulled me away. Yeah, so she obviously acts completely shocked, mortified, and she wants to go home straight
uh-huh,
away. And he drives her home, and it's like, well, that's the end of that. I'm never going to see that guy again. The crazy person. But it's actually a friend that makes her go back,
uh-huh.
isn't it? She's talking to a friend, telling about how the date went, and then obviously it turns out from the friend that this guy is a millionaire who's well known, and she shows her a news article, doesn't it, about how his parents passed away, and he's like a millionaire,
Yeah.
gets all the
And
money.
there's another plot hole. Her friend knows exactly who she's with.
Yeah, that's a good point. So when she goes missing for
Missing.
this length of
Exactly.
time, she'd know exactly who to tell the police where she was. But yeah, hey, maybe she's in on it.
Mhm.
Maybe she's on it. Maybe she's friends with him. Who knows?
So many unanswered questions.
But yeah, ultimately it's her friend that made her go back. Um,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hey, this guy's a millionaire. You should put up with his potentially weird fetish that he's got going on." And they even watch a YouTube video, don't they? Like of
Mhm.
did they actually call it puppy play in the video? I can't
Yeah.
remember. But it's like,
Yep.
yeah, they did. And it's like, okay, it's a weird thing. People do what they do. Yeah, it seems harmless. Give this guy another go. Plus, he's completely loaded with money. So yeah, back she goes, and then it kind of starts to spiral from there.
So
Um,
I think the whole thing might be like a metaphor for domestic violence.
hmm. Yeah, I'd agree.
100%.
One thing I will say, this film was so tense
Oh
because
my god,
I
yeah.
all I'd known about it was the trailer. I didn't read anything beforehand, and I was just waiting for something really, really terrible to happen, really
And she
awful to
does make
happen.
a really bad decision. And what's with the random run through the woods, stop, scream, run through the woods, stop, scream, run through the woods, stop, scream, then take a nap, and
Yeah.
then grab the stick, run back, hit him only once, and
Mhm.
then try to pick up the dude that's twice your size.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, that was I mean, that was almost a bit of a horror movie trope towards the end, wasn't it? Don't kill him off, whack him around the head, injure him, and then spend ages trying to rescue the other person. But yeah, but I don't know. It's just like I said, this film it was just so creepy. But can we talk about what happened to Frank? How well, you kind of mentioned it already, but
Uh-huh.
through the whole film, I'm tense. I'm waiting for something crazy to happen with this dog. Straight away when she makes a really bad decision, when he says, "Oh, do you want to come to my cabin for a weekend with me and Frank?" And obviously, you would definitely say no, but she
Right?
says yes. And not only does she go to the cabin with him and the dog, he also wants to lock her phone away
Yep.
so she can't take any messages, she can't get any signal, and it's just like it's leading up to something really bad. You're
It's
like, okay,
such a
this is it.
modern film with modern problems and
Yeah, 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 definitely. We love to watch back all these 80s horrors when mobile phones weren't a
Mhm.
thing. Then you're watching this one, and straight away he's trying to deal with the whole mobile phone issue by locking it away, and she's not allowed to use it.
Hey,
Um,
that is a
but yeah,
big
there's a lot,
problem.
lot of bad decisions in this movie. A lot of bad decisions from her. Going there in the first place. And the really weird thing as well, which I think is linked to the ending of this movie, when she's almost got slightly comfortable with Frank, and they're led in bed talking, her and Christian, and she just asked him, "So, does Frank have sex? You know, does Frank want sex? That's just a weird. It's a weird thing situation to be in anyway, because you got someone dressed as a dog. But then she asks the guy, "Does your dog ever have sex?" It's just a weird thing, and he's like, "Well, are you offering?" And she's
Well,
jokingly
I
says
think
yes.
that question is a inquiry about further understanding what the fuck the relationship is.
Yeah.
Because at that point, she
Okay.
doesn't know things are insidious.
Yeah.
So is this
I
like a
guess so.
sexual? She's inquiring, like, so is this like a sexual thing? That's how I see it.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
I thought she was. I don't know. It's just weird.
And she's
And
just goofing around with him.
yeah, he even goes, "Oh, are you offering?" And she was like, she jokingly says yes, and then
Yeah.
almost straight away he's like, "Oh, do you want to come to my cabin for the weekend with me and Frank?" And I was just like, "Oh no, this is going to turn into some horrible, I spit on your grave kind of rape movie with a dog, a guy dressed as a dog, and it's going to be nasty. It's going to be gory." But I couldn't have been any further from the truth, really, of what actually took place.
Pretty mild. Frank's torture scene, very mild.
Hmm.
Very mild. Edited well, but as far as torture scenes, especially in today's realm of
Yeah.
torture, it is fucking mild as can be. Like take
Hmm.
like Audition. There's a movie.
Yeah.
There's a torture
Hmm.
thing, okay? And then
Hmm.
there's this movie. So if Audition's here, this movie's like down here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's barely registering on the scary level there. Or
Everything about this is implied, isn't it? You
yes.
just you just know what you're just scared about what's
Like
about to
he
happen.
beats the cage with a bat. He doesn't beat him with a bat.
No, and he plays like the really loud music,
Yeah.
like almost like heavy
It's
metal
it's
music,
more
and
psychological than anything.
yeah, and like the throwing the water in his face as well, and then putting the bag over his face, like almost to suffocate him. That was horrible. But
Control.
yeah, total control. Um, but the scene, obviously, the scene that changes the whole movie for me was when Frank, the dog, um, literally, like I said, pulls his mask up and he goes,
Yeah.
"Help me, help me, help me." He's crazy, he's a psycho, and that flips the whole feeling of the movie for me. Because up until then, I was waiting for the dog to do something really horrible.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it flips it, and you're waiting for Christian to do something horrible, and she's locked in a Well, yeah, she is locked in the cabin actually, because he only has one key,
Yes.
and you're like, "Oh my god, here we go. This is going to go crazy
He has a
now."
reasonable explanation for it though.
I have one key.
Well,
Yeah.
that he says you don't want anyone to break in.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's true. And yeah, the whole movie just flips, and you're like, okay. And then obviously she gets the knife. She puts the knife under the pillow in the bed,
Mhm.
and then he
Oh,
comes
that
straight
scene's
in.
fucked. Fuck that scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
And it's just so tense because you don't know what he's going to do, and then he turns into full on Christian Bale, American Psycho. He comes back in to change the bed sheets, and obviously the knife's under the cushion, the pillow, and she's trying to make any excuse possible that she wants to do the bed herself.
Uh-huh.
Um, Then she goes for a bath, doesn't she?
Yeah, you just kind of want him to fuck off at that point.
Yeah, yeah. She goes for a bath, and you're just waiting for something really bad to happen with Christian, and then he flips out on her. He like implies that he's found a knife in the bed, doesn't he? And he goes proper crazy, proper American Psycho style against her. You're
Yep.
like, there we go. This is going to be really bad, really bad. And then all of the shouting and the intense acting, and then suddenly he just flips it. I was just joking, and you're like, whoa! It's just such a psycho move. It's like, wow, and it's nerve
Viljar
shedding.
knows how to construct and write this type of tension.
Hmm.
This is throughout the whole movie, and it ebbs and flows. And we didn't mention this movie is a solid hour and 20 minutes. It does
Oh
not
yeah,
overstay its welcome. It
no.
gets to the point, and
Hmm.
it hits those notes right where it needs to be, and it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, it's good stuff like that.
Hmm.
Especially in a world where everything's 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just short and to the point. I was never bored. Like I
Mhm.
said, it's just so tense and weird, uh, scary, exciting, but all of it was just implied.
Mm.
It was just like, yeah, never overstated. There's no hardcore gore or anything like that in this movie, but it's just so tense. It's so well done, but incredibly weird. Incredibly
Mhm.
weird. um, so yeah, that's what happens. He reveals himself. He reveals that Christian is in fact the crazy person, the psycho person, and then it flips a move in his head, and suddenly it's her trapped in a house, and
Yeah, it's
how
cat and
she going to get out?
mouse
Yeah,
thing. It's that her
uh,
trying to how do I escape with Frank? Can I
yeah,
escape with Frank?
yeah,
And yeah. Frank
and then
ultimately gives the reason or the opening for her to leave by biting Christian on the hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and obviously there's the scene as well when she says, "Can I take Frank for a walk? I want to bond with him, but just me and Frank. You stay here." And he lets her as well, and you're like, okay, this is it. They're going to try and escape. But no, they just taught it. That was quite a weird scene because she's trying to talk to him. He's like, "Be quiet, be quiet. He'll hear us. He'll hear us." And then she's petting him. She's like, pet me to make it look real." And she's petting the dog, and he's asking her to kill Frank. Sorry, to kill Christian.
Yes.
And again, because the movie was so tense and weird at that point, I was like, hang about. He's asking them to kill Christian. I was starting to think, is Christian the good guy now? Is actually, did Frank lie?
Yeah.
You know, he could quite easily have lied to her when he pulled his mask off and said that, help me, he's a psycho, help me. Maybe he wants Christian there, and actually Christian is the good guy, and he's controlling Frank because he's some crazy person. He's been, let out of a prison or something, and yeah, it's wild. There's so many little theories, ways you can take it, ways you can think about what's going on. So yeah, it's just incredibly tense all throughout this film. But yeah, the ending. Do you want to get onto the ending now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can.
Well, what else? What else would you like to talk about?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so
Uh,
the here's how I see the ending.
hmm.
We see them have sex at least 3 times.
Christian and Sigrid. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And chronologically, if her I don't think enough time has elapsed for her being sick,
Hmm.
like her vomiting, would her being pregnant. So I don't think that works. If
No,
she did get pregnant, it would have been those first 3 times that they had sex,
hmm.
because it's actually shown. So when we see the ending and you see her suffering from the same fate as Frank,
Hmm.
she is advanced in her mannerisms as a dog.
Yeah.
So it's implied that she's been there and done that a while.
Hmm.
So I think this is the final scene when we see the baby, who's not full dog costume, but like a puppy
Almost like a
onesie
onesie.
thing.
Yeah, like a onesie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not eating dog food, eating human food.
Yeah.
I think that's Christian's kid.
Hmm.
Christian wouldn't have had sex with Sigrid because that would have been below him if he intended her to be a dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so. Um,
Why would he give Frank the luxury of that?
yeah, yeah, exactly. He wouldn't want Frank
Exactly.
to touch her in any way, unless he wanted to watch two
But that's
people.
never implied. The
No.
sexual aspect's never implied. He has, from what we've seen, a
Mm-hmm.
normal sex life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he has this weird domestic violence with people thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I took it as I didn't link the her being sick to being potentially pregnant. I just thought she was so freaked out and
That's
stressed, and
100% what it was. Yes.
yeah, yeah. But obviously, yeah, like I said, they'd had sex a few times in the movie before what happened at the end. So I think from what I took from it, he had got her pregnant beforehand, um, and then yeah, we flipped to maybe 2-3 years later, and he's now got her tormented in the dog costume as well as Frank. And like you said, the mannerisms and the way she acted when he goes in to feed her was like she's been doing that a long time. He's not just done it. It's not just a matter of weeks or days
Mm-hmm.
from what we've been watching. And then yeah, it cuts to the really shocking bit with the baby or the child also in a dog costume. And yeah, I think it's her baby or their baby, Christian and Sigrid's. And he's just ultimately completely humiliated her by A, turning her into a dog, and then B,
Mm-hmm.
turning her child into a dog as well, and completely humiliating and controlling them. So I don't think it was Frank's kid, but I can see why people think that.
Oh yeah.
And again, it's not explained in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of take it as you
Mm-hmm.
would think yourself, as you imply yourself. But
I
yeah,
just feel
it's
like the director showed the stuff he felt like he needed to show.
yeah,
So the stuff that when you imply at like off screen, it's not necessarily happen. It didn't necessarily happen because we don't know. Nothing's ever explained.
yeah, yeah. And another plot hole: how on earth would she have given birth dressed as a dog? Well,
Yeah,
would he have taken her to a hospital? And you know, surely she would have said something at the hospital. I mean, there's
exactly.
so many little things
So
you could talk
much.
about. It's good that we're talking about it because there's so much. It's so open.
How do
You know?
humans survive on kibble?
Yeah, exactly. And is that why he's feeding the child real food, human food? He obviously knew. I guess small children can't survive on dog food.
Yeah, right.
um, yeah, it's just so open to interpretation, and it's such a weird little movie. I'd never heard of it. I'd never seen the trailer before, and as soon as the film finished, I was like, onto Google, what the heck just happened? What do I expect? And then, to be fair, there's a lot of people talking about it. Reddit,
Uh-huh.
there's several threads on there. There's threads all over the internet and forums and stuff. So
It's on Amazon Prime. It's on
yeah, it's
Tubi.
on Amazon Prime. Is it on Tubi as well? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Anyone can see it on there. Um, so it's good that it's been talked about so much and
Yeah.
people are talking about it. But for such a little movie that I'd never heard of to go under the radar like that, and then boom, that ending just hit. Not even just the ending, just the tense build up to it as well. It's just dark.
You know what's a good scene? And it's going to stick
Hmm.
with my head for a while. After
Yep.
Sigrid leaves and he gets done fucking with Frank,
Hmm.
and he walks past the door where Sigrid left and she left it open, and he stares out the door, but the camera's positioned so he's kind of staring at the viewer, and he's
Right.
just kind of
Yeah.
fucking pissed off, and he's acting his ass off, and he's
Yeah.
just full of rage, and you can
Hmm.
just see that in everything, and he's just fucking looking directly into you, and then he just slams the fucking door shut, and you're just like, "Wah!" The whole thing is just fucking great. And
Yeah.
it's so well done with that, with like those
Hmm.
scenes like that. It's great. And does he kind of remind you of Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, I'd say so a little bit. A little bit. I mean, I thought Christian Bale, American Psycho, straight
Hmm.
away.
I thought Christian Grey from
50
Fifty
Shades.
Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I've never. I probably should watch these movies. I always had those down as
this is
kind
just
of
the Norwegian version. That
yeah. And this, because it was Norwegian, the subtitles and that didn't get in the way at all.
no,
It's because it's so well done. It's so well acted. It almost gives you a feel of almost like a not a TV, well, almost like an episode because of the shortness as well. 80 minutes long, 79 minutes long. It's just so tight. It's so tight and
Like a
almost like you're
horror,
watching
like
a
it'd be like
TV
a
movie.
yes, yes,
Yeah, like a
or
TV
part of like a
movie.
creep show. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. Imagine like a Norwegian creep show. This would fit right in, or like a European creep show. Some crazy variant. It would fit in so well. Um, I see it. Obviously, it's called Good Boy. Kind of confusing because there's a lot of movies out there called Good Boy or Good
Yeah.
Boys. So I can see how it kind of got mixed up in the crowd, or not, it's not so well known of. But the alternative title kind of fits it more, I'd
Yeah.
say. Um, and even like the cover art is just like the wild dog face. Just gives nothing away. Just gives nothing away at all. But the trailer was good. I mean, the movie is great. The trailer was really good, and I watched it and I sent it to you straight away. I was like, "Hey, maybe we should watch this." And it's probably the first time we've done a film review on a film that neither of us had seen
Yeah.
beforehand. I was just trying to find something weird. I think pretty much every film I've chosen has been Full Moon / Empire. So I was like, I need to choose something different. And this was definitely very different.
We should definitely continue down this odd route.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like
definitely.
I could
I'd
probably
agree.
pick a lot of good candidates for this
Yeah,
from
definitely.
this collection.
For sure. But yeah, what a dark film. It's so
So
weird how dark and depressing it is, yet it's pretty much all implied.
it will ruin your
It's
day.
kind of reminds me, it's kind of this is a proper kind of mindfuck. Oh my god. And it's so real. It's like, yeah, this could happen.
Yeah.
This could be happening right now somewhere.
You never know. You just would never fucking know.
No, you know how many people around the world go missing daily. It's just like, oof, this could really happen. Yeah, it's just so well done. It's real. Everything about it is just gritty, real. Like I said, it's like almost like watching a TV show, like a sitcom, not a like a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just real.
Hey,
But
so would you watch it again?
that's an interesting point. So I'm not. I probably would to see if I could get any more messages from it.
Yeah.
Like any more. It's not something. Oh my god, that was so good. I need to watch that again. It's not like. It's almost like a one-time deal, isn't it? Because you know how
Yeah.
dark it is. You know what
And I don't
happens
think
at
I'd
the end.
necessarily recommend it to anybody because I don't want to like be like, hey, you want to ruin your fucking day?
Yeah, it's dark. It's depressing. Yeah, it's weird. I'd recommend like a gory film with
Yes.
gore in it, and like real, almost like real life horror stuff. But this is just different. It's dark. But my girlfriend enjoyed it, and she was shocked. She was absolutely shocked at what was going on.
It's
And
so
I was
different.
there, shocked as well. But I was also scared that something really bad was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like Frank was going to start cutting her up, and there's
It's
going to be
just
blood
you're
and
waiting
guts.
for it to
And
just make a hard turn to Serbian
yeah,
film
yeah, and
territory.
exactly that, because that's the feeling I was getting through the film, and I think it does that on purpose as well. The director made that on purpose, that
Oh yeah.
this is going to turn really bad. I mean, it does turn really bad, but not in a graphic,
And
you
like you
know.
said, it kind of it does the full thing and it keeps it off screen and does that
Yeah,
implied thing. It makes you think. It's good stuff, man.
and it shoots that ending on you out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh, horrific.
What would you rate it out of 5?
It's hard. It's hard. It's a good film. It's a really good film, but it's so dark. I'm gonna go 3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
3
me
out of
too.
5 because, like I said, I probably won't ever watch it again.
Yeah.
What about if Vinegar Syndrome picked this up in a 3-disc Blu-ray?
I'd
Would
buy
you
it,
put it
but I
on the
don't think
shelf?
I'd watch it again.
Yeah. With a director commentary or something.
Right?
I'd love to know what he implied by the ending himself.
They
But
don't do a lot of these foreign types of releases. Yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah,
yeah,
because they do those Chinese ones.
mm-hmm. So who knows? Yeah, I'm
Who
sure.
knows? Or a partner label. That'd be cool too.
Yeah. But it's weird. It's a really good film. I just wouldn't want to watch it again. I don't think there's many films like that. that are so dark. Oh, probably a Serbian film. I don't think I'd ever want to
Yeah.
watch that again. But that's just different level, different reasons. But this one was just so real. It's like, ugh. Yeah, actually, Eden Lake is another one
Mm.
that I've watched once and would probably never want to watch again because it just
I
felt so
think you would
real.
agree. The original Last House on the Left, I could
Oh
probably
yes,
never
yeah,
watch
yeah,
again.
okay, yeah. But again, they're all graphic. All those films you mentioned are graphic.
Yes.
This is just
I
it's
think,
down to your
okay,
mind. This one
hot
plays with your
take, and
mind.
this is going to
Yeah.
veer far off of the topic here, but Last House
Hmm.
on the Left is not a good movie, but in any fucking way. Like, there's no redeemable qualities. It's not a good
No.
visual marvel.
Hmm.
Everyone's like, oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original horror movie. That movie's great. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like filmed with the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? That movie's 10 times fucking better than that garbage fucking heap. That's a Wes Craven movie too, isn't it?
Yep, it is. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's his first
fucking
one, wasn't it? Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. I think it was so because it was banned in the UK. It was a video nasty, and there was so much hype behind it. This film is the worst, not
It's
the
just
worst film.
graphic violence with a
Yeah,
terrible plot.
exactly. And when I did eventually track one down on like a pirate VHS, I was just like, ugh.
And I like shot on video shit. So like I'm not like I understand bad quality and can appreciate
Hmm.
bad quality. This is just fucking not not good fun to watch in any way.
No.
It's not visually appealing. The
Hmm.
content's not good. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't think I'm ever going to be like, "Oh yeah, there's a deep analysis of Last House on the Left." Fuck
Yeah.
that. Fuck that.
No. But yeah, this it's right. This is a film that I probably won't ever watch again.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I watched it,
Yeah,
and
cuz
I'm
then we
even
can
more
get it
glad
out of the
that
way.
yeah, I'm glad I'm glad my girlfriend watched it with me and was as shocked as I was, if not more shocked.
It's definitely not categorized right. It definitely needs to be not in the horror genre. It needs to be more like
Yeah,
psychological thriller and just stay there.
I mean, I think you look online, it says horror comedy as well, and I'm like, it's one
There
of
is
those
some
almost
funny scenes. I
yeah,
mean, if you really have some fucked up humor, but like,
yeah, I guess so,
fucking
but I, it's just dark,
yeah,
dismal, dark, real, gritty, like weird. And I don't know if an American or English director could have pulled it off. So I think the whole fact it was foreign,
hmm
Norwegian, it had that sort of Euro feeling to me, like made it almost a bit darker.
yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, it's weird, just so crazy. And I'm glad we watched it. I'm glad I found it, found the trailer. Um, would you recommend it for other people to watch? I know you said you won't watch it again, but would you recommend other people to
fuck no.
watch?
Unless you're into this sort of shit.
Yeah, unless someone goes, I want to be really depressed. I want to watch something that's
Not judging
depressing,
or
dark.
anything. It's just
Yeah.
this movie's just so fucking sad.
Yeah, very sad. Yeah, you wouldn't want to wish it on your friends to watch it, really, would you? But
No.
there's probably people listening to this and go, man, I need to see this. This sounds dark.
Right?
So there probably will be people that watch it. But I think there'll probably be people that watch it and go, well, that was boring. What the hell happened there?
Yeah.
Why is this film so highly rated? And it's got some good reviews. IMDb, I think it was close to a 6, which is pretty good. And there's some really positive reviews online about this movie as well as some that where people just didn't understand it at all. Um, but yeah, I'd have a hard time recommending it. I'd say see it if you want to be really depressed, really
Yeah.
you want to see something dark. But also at the same time, you don't see it, you just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next episode. It's my
Mm,
pick. Well, next episode's going to be news, reviews, and all that fun stuff.
yeah.
But the next film we're going to talk
Hmm.
about in 2 weeks is 2000's Chasing Sleep directed by Michael Walker.
Hmm.
This movie is my favorite Jeff Daniels performance. There is no Blu-ray. There is a
Hmm.
rare DVD. There is a
Hmm.
rare VHS. You seen for yourself how their HD copy is as elusive as Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And I swear that this movie is one of the most underrated gems of all of cinema. It's Lynchian as fuck. It's
Mm-hmm.
gross. And it's got some cool fucking shit. I can't wait for you to watch it because it's going to fuck with your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably going to want to watch it twice because
Sounds good.
it's non-linear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's
The trailer doesn't give much away. All I know
no.
about it so far is the trailer.
There's a hole in the
And
ceiling.
that's all I'm gonna say. That's
That's all you know from the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, it's gonna be another weird one by the looks of it.
yes, very fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you like this episode and want to hear more content just like this one, go to www.projectlouder.net for more podcasts just like this one. I am your host, TJ Bowser. Thank you for listening to another episode of Celluloid Psychosis. I will see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for listening, and please do not watch this movie.
But share this episode with everybody you know. Thanks.
Absolutely.